Hello everyone, and welcome to this exciting video. I'm thrilled to have you here today and to present this. In this video, I want to take you on a journey through an amazing augmented reality experience through this app. The purpose of this video is to showcase the incredible features of my AR app and give you a glimpse into the immersive world that it offers. I will guide you through a low poly town where you can control a car and explore the roads from a unique sky view perspective, as well as enjoy the mini human figures that were created through Mixamo and incorporated through Unity to allow it to be controlled automatically so that they walk through time and space and into their own path. Throughout this, with the power of AR Core, my app leverages augmented reality technology to bring this town to life right in front of your eyes. You will be able to witness the seamless integration of virtual elements with the real world, creating a truly immersive experience. Throughout this video, I'll demonstrate how you can control the car using simple touch controls and navigating along the beautifully designed roads. You'll also get to see NPCs wandering around, once again created through Mixamo, adding an extra layer of realism to the AR environment. One of the highlights of this app is to captivate the low poly art style used in the town's design. The combination of vibrant colors, as you can see, and the polygonal shapes creates a visually stunning world that you'll get to explore and appreciate more about it. As you can see, we have plenty of buildings and office-shaped towers. There's a Ferris wheel. There are lots of trees with the same polynomial shapes. The roads are designed very nicely and have a consistent measurement and lining between them. The buildings are very consistent with their design, and the colors are very vibrant. Now, sit back, relax, and let me guide you through this remarkable AR experience. I'll explain the controls, showcase the stunning videos, the visuals, and highlight the unique aspects that make it stand out. Let's get down to it. So, in order to actually run this entire project, I had to first use the resources and the materials through Unity's App Store. I was able to find this beautiful little town and this car, which actually is in the design and shape of a shark. And using this, I was able to install it onto Unity and to design it how I wanted it. I was able to put the buildings in any way I wanted, wherever I wanted it. I was able to even shape the roads how I wanted it, and the trees as well. Able to put the Ferris wheel and the car to start at a particular location. I was able to also, through Visual Code, through Visual Studio, to be able to incorporate movements for the car using rotate and translate functions, as well as using some simple physics through horizontal and vertical lenses on the amount of rotation that it would need, and also factoring the speed, considering that Unity already has an automated speed set, which I didn't have to really create on my own. The car itself moves very well, and it was done by creating certain vectors through the height and the width, and allowing for the rotation to be determined by the speed of how you would quickly use the joystick and how it would be able to actually respond quickly to your command, because I didn't want it to be super slow, nor did I want it to be super quick. I wanted to kind of be a real fresh experience for everyone to use and to see how well that it works, how well it runs. If you were to click on the restart button, it would restart from the same location as it would always do. So that was pretty simple. The controls themselves for the joystick is pretty simple. I also downloaded it through the Unity App Store, and then I incorporated some rotation functions, which I had to create a new vector using horizontal and vertical input from the joystick variable, so that it would be easier to program the physics of it on how the magnitude of the direction would be greater or less, depending on if you were rotating it more to the right or more to the left, whether it would be more upwards or downwards. Plus, it would have to be timed with the speed that Unity provides, so that it wouldn't be too fast nor it wouldn't be too slow, and it would connect right away with the car itself, so that even if you lifted the joystick up a little bit, it would move at a consistent speed. And if you were to move it a little bit to the left or to the right, it would also move with a consistent speed. I triggered a run animation using a bool function for true and false, so that if we were to start it, then it would run, and if not, then it would just stay still, depending on how you decided to run the joystick. The Mixamo animations, also known as MPCs, I was able to download quite a few from Mixamo, and I wanted to get so far the simplest version of humans walking. I wanted to add a collision feature, which I will do when I have more time, so that the humans will actually collide with the car if the car is within their vicinity. So far, if you take a look at this beautiful scene, the humans are walking or staying still, and they're doing so at their own pace. If they're walking, they are walking just like how the motion of the car would be. Through physics, they would walk straight. If they reached a certain point, they would turn at a certain degree, usually 90 degrees. However, it wouldn't be a very sharp, rapid 90-degree turn. It would take a little bit of an angle and through a smoother transition, and then they would just constantly repeat this process, so that they would infinitely be walking around a particular building or through a particular area. Through Unity, I was able to actually design their clothing so that it wouldn't just be a regular mannequin-looking figure through Mixano that it offers, but it actually looks a little bit more creative. The way that everything looks, it's very beautiful, it's very vibrant, and it looks terrific. Overall, the coding language used was C#, because it's usually the go-to language for Unity, which wasn't that bad. And in order to really install this onto the Android phone I'm using, I had to install AR Core, and I had to install a couple of packages and APKs through Android Studio, so that it would really resemble onto the phone versus kind of just being stuck on the computer I'm using. Since I did not have VR Oculus or any headset, I decided to go with AR and decided to use it on my phone, which works perfectly fine. As you can see here, no matter where I'm constantly moving the phone around or constantly scanning the phone on the floor or on the table or on the bed, you can see this beautiful town with the exact proportions of how the buildings are separated, the roads are in one shape, the car is perfectly where it has to be, and the humans are walking around. Unity allowed me to constantly be able to keep the transition period running very smoothly so that it does not get stuck. I had to disable a couple of functions through AR Core so that it would not interfere with the runtime and the animation, so that no matter what, there would be no bugs or no issues during the runtime, and that when I'm using the joystick, the car itself works smoothly and there are no delays. I did try to get to use it through iOS. I did download the package, but considering my laptop is an HP, I don't think it was working because of that. So I will try to do it through a Mac so that next time I could try getting it through my iPhone to work through my iPhone. However, I did also install the AR kit functions and the APKs and all the packages needed so that it would run, in fact, through an iPhone. So definitely when I have more time, I will get to it. But overall, project was really fun to do, and some simple, very repetitive functions are being used for the Mixamo animations, for these NPCs, these human figures, and same thing with the car and with the joystick. The coding itself is very, very repetitive and simple based off the amount of rotation needed and the amount of speed and movement, the direction. So most of this coding is pretty repetitive, but I will incorporate a collision feature, and I definitely will incorporate a different light source being used. So if you drive the car during different roads or on different paths of this particular town, then the car will either turn into a different color or it will be a slightly lighter shade of blue or a darker shade of blue. And same thing with the humans. Maybe they'll be more visible, maybe they won't be. Therefore, it will be much more interesting, incorporated reality set. And the town itself is very simple, but works really well, looks really well. The colors are very vibrant, and Unity allows for everything to run smoothly, just as long as the certain functions were disabled, so that the APKs run well for AR Core to run with Android, so that it doesn't just run on my laptop, but it can be transferred onto my smartphone, my Android phone right now, so that it works perfectly fine. And that's it for the seminar. Once again, I hope you enjoyed this little demonstration that I showed, that no matter where I'm walking around, scanning the floor, that it works perfectly fine. And you see this beautiful build, and I will continue to work on the certain functions that I was describing today and explaining today, so that it will be more thoroughly planned and it will look more complete for the final project. I hope everything exceeded the expectations for what needed to be done. Thank you very much.